Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and today we're going to talk about silliness from the land of Mr. B.S. Bernie Sanders up there in Vermont. This right here was May 7th, 2024 article. Today is May 21st. But Vermont passes a bill to charge fossil fuel companies for damage from climate change, and it's the first of its kind in the U.S. and would require companies with high emissions to help pay for destruction caused by climate fuel extreme weather. Oh, okay. So you know who wins here? Certainly not the people. Certainly not the environment. You know, people working in organizations that do research, maybe, but definitely lawyers. Okay, that's even brought up down here at the end, where a state senator, Russ Ingalls, a Republican, said he cast one of the three nay votes because he anticipates the law would trigger major litigation and thinks the money the state would have to spend in those legal battles would be better put to use. Do you think? They said a decision was made to go to war with corporations that probably have as many attorneys as we do citizens. We will be squashed like a bug. And yeah, they say the law is expected to face intense challenges in court once Vermont determines which companies will be asked to pay. I don't think this is an asking. This is a law. We're handing you a bill. I don't think there's an asking here. And how much? And up above it says that this was kind of framed with a Superfund legislation in the past, and it says here that past Superfund cases have been lengthy, complex, and expensive. The American Petroleum Institute, one of the major lobbies for the interests of the oil and gas companies, sent a letter to the state Senate opposing the bill, saying it violates equal protection and due process by holding companies responsible for the actions of society at large. And that is exactly it. It is society at large. These companies, these oil companies, the big bad oil companies that, everybody wants to put down, I'm like a broken record saying it. What do? They get the oil that society at large demands. They are meeting a need. Okay, this is just Looney Tune stuff. But the Vermont Attorney General told lawmakers that she is ready and willing to defend this law. Okay, the science linking climate change to severe weather damage is robust enough to withstand scrutiny. Well, you know what? How about the fact that their national public servant, Mr. B.S. Bernie Sanders, has been refusing to give the world solutions that would prevent these problems and get society at large living responsibly and using a lot less oil and doing things a lot more responsibly. How about that factor? Okay? How about the factor of geoengineering? How about that? Somewhere in here it talks about how they had a very warm winter, and that was after, massive rains that flooded. Well, you know what? Yeah, gee, a lot of people talk about geoengineering about that. And it's not so concrete that the oil companies are just the deep pockets, okay? Because other than, some people, like the Vermont Public Interest Research Group, which has been advocating for the bill's passage, that they're paid to come up with the results that they do. They have, a desired end result, and then they make sure that the information they use and put in there meets that desired end result. Okay, so, facts like no one will allow solutions, including Mr. BS Bernie Sanders, and, everybody from Gore, starting in 93, has caused this problem. No, they wouldn't care about that. But, these people are paid to come up with this. So, um, and the public goes along with it because oil companies bad. They hear it all the time. They want to put the blame somewhere, and certainly they're not going to put the blame on themselves. God no, God no. Take responsibility. That doesn't happen in society these days. So right up here. It says that the law is designed to make big fossil fuel companies pay for damages from weather disasters fueled by climate change. And the legislation is modeled after the EPA Superfund program, which requires companies responsible for environmental contamination to either clean up sites or themselves or reimburse the government for the costs of the work to do so. Oh, okay. But who is burning all of the oil companies' oil? Oh, it's the people. Oh, okay. So we should be going after the people here. This is just the Climate Superfund Act is what the bill's referred to. Is going to make right here before it says, they would be asked to pay. Yeah, asked to pay. But up here, it says it would mandate that big oil companies and others with high emissions pay for damage caused by global warming. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? There's a lot more than just oil that causes global warming, if global warming is even real. Okay, like people, like a lot of industries, like, oh my God, like I put out a video yesterday, coffee. Now coffee is the new target. Coffee, can't have your coffee. Pretty soon they'll have to be paying for natural disasters that maybe very, maybe were geoengineering, And it says here. The amounts owed would be determined based on calculations of the degree to which climate change contributed to extreme weather in Vermont and how much those weather disasters cost the state. From there, companies' share of the total would depend on how many metric tons of carbon dioxide each released into the atmosphere from 1995 to 2024. So they're punishing the oil companies for actions society at large has done for 30 years. This is 30 years prior. This isn't going forward. This is like the oil companies have been fine. Okay, doing everything. But now we're going to retroactively. Okay, you know what? And this is a lot different from clean sites up, like mining sites whose mining can absolutely concretely be said to have caused pollution in the nearby, air, water, soil, okay? There's plenty of those sites up there. This is something, right, that will be litigated because regardless of what the loony in the Vermont Attorney General's office says, that this isn't concrete, okay? Maybe it is because they know the judges. I don't know. The way our court system is these days, it could all just be a wrap, a predetermined outcome. But right here, the law passed with just 3 no votes in the state Senate in early April, and then approval in the House. So it's going to be heading to a Republican, Governor Phil Scott's desk. So I don't know how a Republican got in office in Vermont up there, but A state senator, Ann Watson, a co-sponsor of the bill, said she hopes that the law goes into effect. It punishes big oil companies to become purveyors of renewable energy sources and keep fossil fuels in the ground. What Bernie Sanders and friends have prevented for years and years and years now, and of course since 93? Oh, but it's the oil company's fault? No. No, it's not. So, it says it's the first of its kind in the United States, but the thing is, Massachusetts, Maryland, New York are pursuing similar policies, but only New York's bill made it through the chamber, and right here, yeah, Mr. B.S. Bernie Sanders and somebody from Maryland, Holland, tried to introduce comparable legislation at the federal level as part of the infrastructure bill, the 2022 infrastructure bill, but it didn't make it into the final draft. So, yeah, Mr. B.S. Bernie Sanders, he's, God, when a state idolizes you, you know your state is in trouble. But the money the fossil fuel companies pay would go toward modernizing infrastructure, weatherproofing schools and public buildings, cleaning up from storms, and addressing the public health costs of climate change. Oh, well, that sounds just like municipalities want the deep pockets oil companies to pay for things that they themselves haven't budgeted for. Okay, and you know what? All of these municipalities, they could get on board solutions, and I guarantee you, if I went and said, "Hey, why don't we get on solutions?" I would be met with the exact same reception that Big Sky did here, the Yellowstone Club, the exclusive Yellowstone Club. Yeah, they run Big Sky, sent their plow out to destroy I had my signs up against, just holding up against these crates here. And yeah, this is what they did. These signs were out here. That's the reception in Big Sky with 4 ski areas. Let me tell you, I go to some town in Vermont, and their interest in solutions is going to be the exact same as this. How do I know? Because it's the same thing in Vail. It's the same thing everywhere. Okay? Nobody cares. And all they want to do is blame big oil, while even their national public servants are preventing solutions frauds. But right here, this ends with, let's wrap this up here. They said that once it makes it to the governor's desk, he could veto it. He's not indicated one way or another if he'll do that, but if he vetoes the bill, Vermont law says that it would be sent back to the legislature, where it would have to pass the Senate and the House again with a supermajority to override the veto. And given that the bill has already passed with a supermajority, and the governor has faced several veto overrides during his tenure, it would be expected to do so. So this is just ridiculousness, and we're just trying to blame. Now, am I for big oil? Do I think they're saints? No, God, no. My God, no. But what they do is provide the oil that people demand. Okay, and let me tell you, these people going into their meetings and going into their legislation, what cars are they driving? Oh yeah, cars that use a lot of big oil. Okay, just like their homes, just like everything they do, just like their entire energy use, just like all the disposable products they have in their home and in their lives. Okay, they are the problem. So this is a win for the lawyers. And it's certainly not a win for the people or the environment or anything. This does not keep the problem from happening. It just provides a financial burden that oil companies just pass along. That's all it does. And it's ridiculousness. And we have, it's absolutely ridiculous that state legislators are spending time on this, when actually what they could be doing is spending time saying, hey, you know what, that's it. We're ending our disposable society. Oh, hey, you know what, we're going to get on board hemp. Hey, yeah, we're going to get you responsible in your home. No. That's personal responsibility, and that will never happen. So we have this ridiculousness instead. Stay tuned, people.